Right now we got the wind coming over this terrain and it makes it really rough. Once we get a little higher, it'll be more just steady state winds, and so it won't be as bumpy.
Okay.
Still probably be a little choppy, just general turbulence, but...
Check 1-2, testing.
Yep, sounds good.
St. George traffic, Sky 95, 72 Lima, 7,400 over the field doing aerial survey east-west St. George.
What's that? Radio and altimeter.
Okay, so this is just getting booted up for a second. We have our frequency down here for radio, so once it comes up, it's just saying that our navigation database has expired. We don't need it for today though. Just checking our avionics stuff over here. Again, we don't need that for today, so we'll just continue, but it is accurate. Down here is our weather frequency, 135.075. So to listen to it, we're just going to click on this COM2 button.
COM2.
Way 19. St. George Regional Airport. Automated weather observation. 1-9er-5-2 Zulu. Wind calm. Visibility 10. Sky condition clear. Temperature 13.
St. George traffic, Mooney 241 Charlie Victor is clear 19er at altitude St. George.
Celsius. Altimeter 3005. Remarks. Density altitude.
St. George traffic, Citation 997 Charlie on the ramp with FBO ready. It's going to be taxiing to runway 19 for departure, St. George.
Okay, so yeah, to change your, yeah, good. So you'll hit barrel, and then just scroll it down to 3005. Sweet, and then this one you just rotate it. Awesome, very good.
Nice. I used my iPad.
Okay, so everybody's using runway 19, so that's what we'll plan on as well. So we've got our radios and altimeter set. Flaps, they're already all the way down, so you can bring them up. Okay, very good. And then brakes, check.
Brakes release.
Yeah, I might actually adjust my
Yep.
seat just a little bit. I don't know, maybe it was better there. Okay, we're good. Okay, so you have flight controls?
My controls?
Your controls. This is where we're at. We're trying to taxi to 19. So it looks like we'll follow taxiway Alpha up to this run-up area.
Okay. St. George traffic, Vulcan 117 Victor Alpha. Taxiing to runway 19, east ramp via Alpha. St. George.
We'll just watch our wings here to make sure we stay clear of the other planes. Anything else? Oh, there you go. So he's waiting on us, it looks like. So we're good. So you can come all the way up to that one and follow that top one over. And then you can follow that yellow one over there.
St. George traffic, Grumman 203 Juliet Alpha is 4 miles now to the southeast inbound for landing. Currently 4,300.
Okay. St. George traffic, Vulcan 117 Victor Alpha, line up and wait 19, St. George.
St. George traffic, Grumman 203 Juliet Alpha is on a 45 for left traffic, runway 19er, full stop, St. George.
Okay, Just kind of start rolling towards that center line. There you go. And then let's get all the way on the center line. There you go. And then come to a stop. We're just going to wait till this airplane gets off their runway.
And November 5, Lima's clear 19 St. George.
Okay, so now I'll make a call. St. George traffic, Vulcan 117 Victor Alpha. Taking off runway 19 will be a southeast departure of St. George. Alright, okay, so bring it to full throttle, feet on the floor.
Grumman 203 Juliet Alpha,
feet on the floor.
bring a left downwind, runway 19er.
Full throttle.
Full stop, St. George, TPR 177.
Full throttle. Okay, so we're gauges are in the green.
Airspeed is alive.
Airspeed's alive. We're maintaining center line with your right rudder, right?
3 to the southeast of the airport, 7,400, survey line east-west.
Looking for 65 knots.
Rotate.
Okay, start that gentle rotate. Nice. Then don't bring it up too fast.
St. George traffic.
We want to let our airspeed build.
Lima Hotel,
We'll keep that down just a little bit.
General East side.
So for St. George traffic, the Challenger is holding short of the runway. Are we able to back taxi yet, or we got somebody else going?
There you go.
701, clear the runway.
Okay, so we see the traffic to cross the runway. Is there another aircraft in position?
Alright, so let's keep that nose down just a little bit. We're at a safe altitude here. We can bring our flaps up.
Upstairs on a 10-mile
Flaps up.
runway 19, full stop, St. George.
Okay.
Grumman 203 Juliet Alpha, turning left base, runway 19er, full stop, St. George. Any aircraft back taxiing? Please advise.
That's affirmative. We got the Challenger 5 Lima. We're back taxiing right now.
Affirmative, we'll do a go around, make some space. 203 Juliet Alpha.
Alright.
Okay, we'll hustle for you if you want to try to make it work.
Now we'll go around St. George.
Okay, sorry.
And give me kind of a left crosswind turn here. St. George traffic, Vulcan 117 Victor Alpha, left crosswind 19 will be a southeast departure in St. George.
And Challenger 5 Lima is clear of the active St. George.
St. George traffic, 72 Lima is 3 to the southeast of the field.
Alright, let's break off here to the right.
400, St. George.
Just kind of fly through this valley over here.
Grumman 203 Juliet Alpha, turning left, crosswind, runway 19er. Going to be doing a go around and making a full stop on this one. St. George.
St. George traffic, Jet Cheer 827 says citation. We're taxiing for departure runway 1, St. George.
Let's see, mixture control, check and set. We're going to leave it full rich because the cylinder here is running really hot. Fuel pump switch, off at safe altitude, we already did that.
St. George traffic, Jet Cheer.
Throttle set at 2600 RPM. We're good where we're at. Best rate of climb, 80 knots, so you're doing that. And longitudinal trim as required, which you've been doing as well. Awesome. Okay, it looks like we can probably level off here about 5.5, so this is good.
Alpha is on a 3-mile final. We'll see if we can make this work. If not, we'll do another go around. 203 Juliet Alpha, St. George.
And then let's just kind of maneuver back here.
Man, it's bumpy, dude. This is the bumpiest condition I've ever flown in.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, the winds are supposed to be kind of crazy today.
1 mile final, we'll probably, unless they're off the runway here shortly, we'll probably be doing a go-around.
Okay, so I'll help you out here.
Yeah.
We're at our altitude that I want for right now. Well, no. Let's just forego it, I guess, for today. Like, the ground reference stuff.
Yeah.
Just because it is bumpy, it'd probably be a little uncomfortable. So actually continue climb to 7.5. Right now we got the wind coming over this terrain and it makes it really rough. Once we get a little higher, it'll be more just steady state winds, and so it won't be as bumpy.
Okay.
Still probably be a little choppy, just general turbulence, but
Feeling wise, I'll be okay. It's just getting used to.
okay, just the flying of it.
Yeah, this is new.
Yeah. So we're climbing up, gonna start doing some maneuvers here in a minute. So before we do any maneuver, we want to do like our clearing turns, make sure that area is clear, and get all set up for our maneuvers.
Okay.
So I'll probably have you start off with some steep turns.
Okay.
This is like a really good maneuver to just, I don't know, really hone in some of your attitude flying skills. As we're getting there, it looks like we got 4 gallons difference now. So if you want to switch tanks, you go fuel pump on. You'll rotate that all the way to the right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're just verifying we still have good fuel flow. And then you can go fuel pump off. And we're still good. So let's do some clearing turns as we're finishing this climb.
Okay.
So for clearing turns, we want to do like a couple 90-degree turns or like one 180-degree turn. So why don't you give me a 180-degree turn to the right.
Okay.
So we're at 95 knots. We've got our visual reference point, altitude. We'll bug a heading as well. So we'll want about 170, it looks like, something like that. And so we got reference point, attitude, heading, airspeed at 95. That'll be our base for right now. And then we can commence maneuver. The area is clear, we'll commence maneuver. So for this one, let's go to the left. So we're going to start a gentle roll into the left. As we get past about 30 degrees of bank, we'll want to increase that back pressure just ever so slightly and add about full power. And then, like I say, we'll have to keep that nose up as we're losing that vertical component of lift. We want to go to 45 degrees of bank, so which is just actually about right there where I'm at.
Okay.
And then we're just holding this, trying to hold our altitude and our airspeed, which we got a little slow. That's what we're trying to correct with power here.
Okay.
But power's not doing it. That we're at full power and it's still not doing it, so we'll just maintain this. Trying to maintain that bank. I'm rolling out a little bit subconsciously. There we go. And we're watching for our visual reference point coming off the side here.
Yep.
And so as we're starting to come up on that, we'll start to roll out. We'll have to release some of that back pressure so we don't climb. And we can see we're rolling out on our heading. We got our altitude. Oh, I'm starting to descend a little bit, just like I told you I'd have to warn about. And so we come out on our heading, altitude, and our airspeed should be pretty close to the same.
Gotcha.
As that airspeed starts to build from flying level, we'd have to walk it back out just a little bit. Again, the power. Sorry. So that's a steep turn. 45 degrees of bank. Like I say, if you take it kind of slow, it makes it a little easier. So you're just gonna. So that was me demonstrating one, kind of talking about it. I'll let you take controls now. So your controls.
My controls.
And so we'll do one again. We'll just say 7,400.
Okay.
So yeah, you go ahead and start. So go ahead and roll to the left for me. As we get to about till 30 degrees of bank, so don't rush it, right? You see the nose is starting to fall?
Yep.
Increase that back pressure a little bit. So roll out the bank a little bit before you increase that back pressure.
Okay.
And then you can bring it back in. And then you're also start blading off some airspeed, so you'll want to add that power. So
Yep.
keep that back pressure in, keep that back pressure in. There you go. And you also need that left rudder a little bit, right?
Yep, right there.
There you go. Keep that back pressure in. Keep that back pressure in. See that nose starting to fall? So I'm fighting you. See that?
Yeah.
There you go. And there you go, yeah. Very good. Good on noticing that reference point. Good. Okay, so a couple things with that, right? So when we go to a steeper bank angle, when we pull back, the airplane naturally wants to go even steeper. So we got to be careful with that. So one thing I'd recommend is if you realize your attitude's too low, roll out just a little bit of bank, and then bring the nose up, and then roll it back in.
Gotcha.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. So let's try that again. Let's actually do a 180-degree turn here and head back towards the south. We'll pick a new reference point.
Okay.
Get set up again, just so we're not getting too far out here. Okay, and then it looks like we have airspeed about 90 knots, altitude 7,400.
5 miles southwest of St. George.
Okay, so you can go ahead and
7,400 doing aerial survey.
start that
St. George.
maneuver as you're ready.
We'll go left?
Sure, let's try it to the left again.
Okay.
Was that 7-2 Lima?
Well, want me to pull the...
Oh yeah, we do have all that
Okay,
power in, huh?
okay.
Yeah, so typically we would want to let that stabilize at our power.
Yeah.
So we're actually up at 7.5 again, which is actually probably pretty good.
Let's try and keep that.
Yeah, so our airspeed will probably bleed off just a little bit, which is perfect.
There you go. Where are we trying to... We're going to hit it at 90?
Yeah,
Okay.
or it doesn't matter, but
Okay.
90 is, yeah, a good airspeed. So we'll go with 90.
Okay.
I think we're a little fast right now, but that'll bleed off once we start. So.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get that started. So again, just gently roll into that left bank, and you just slowly bring that back pressure in as you're doing so. So start bringing that nose up just a little bit, a little more. There you go. And then add that power. Keep that nose coming up just a little bit. There you go, right there. So we did climb a little bit right there, but
Yeah. Like you were saying, I don't really need to add too much speed. Just kind of holding the speed good.
yeah, that does look good. And then, where's your spot?
There.
Delta Alpha 7 Lima, we got you inside. We're going to continue on for another 2 miles if you just want to pass down us.
Okay, that was actually really good, man.
Thank you.
And
Overshot
then
a little
just
bit.
when we're, coming out, just watch your altitude and stuff heading. But no, that looked really good. We can go with that, though. Let's go, try one to the right.
Yep.
And you'll see how it's a little different.
Is that
Traffic
good on speed there?
We'll be okay.
Okay.
We can pull some of that power out for the moment. But it'll get slow here in a second.
Hit it.
So you'll notice you'll need a lot of right rudder on this
Yeah.
one.
There we go.
See how we're dropping? Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. Whoop.
There we go.
Woo! Very good, man.
Thank you.
That looked really good.
Thank you.
Feel pretty good about those then?
Yeah.
All right.
I think it helped that the speed was already up there, so.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, that worked really great. Well, sweet. Yeah, those steep turns look great. So maybe we'll move away for that in a minute, and maybe I'll have you do one before we head back in. But,
Okay.
But no, that looked pretty good. You can go ahead and just give me like a turn back the other way.
Yep. We'll kind of just stay in this playground
Yeah.
area. Yep.
Let's start. let's try a little bit of slow flight now then.
Yep.
And on this bumpy day like today, this is going to be very tedious. So I'll just give you that heads up. And so if that's the case, we may even, call it a day after about that. But yeah, that steep turn looked good. I like that.
5,300, center 4,400 across midfield, set up for left Allen 19, St. George.
Okay, you can kind of maintain altitude for a second.
Yep.
Okay, so for slow flight, 2450 looks good on the RPM for the moment. So we want to slow ourselves down a little bit so we can start adding flaps. So to do that, you'll just pull some of your power out, like most of it actually. And then you'll just maintain altitude, so 7.7. So as you start pulling that power, the nose starts to want to drop, right? You'll just slowly bring the nose up as necessary to maintain altitude. So just fly me on this heading for right now, about 170. Just kind of out towards that butte.
19.
So you see you've already descended 100 feet,
Yeah.
and you're actually getting slow now too. Once we're below 90 knots, you can add 14 degrees of flaps.
4,400, we're going to do a right teardrop entry for the left Allen 19. And we've got a code for you guys, 6333.
Alright, and then once you're below 78, you can add actually the next notch. We'll go one more.
Below 70?
Yep, yeah, you're, no,
there.
below 78. You're
Oh,
good.
okay. 28.
Good. And then you're at like 65 now, so let's go ahead and add that last notch of flaps. And then let's add all that full flaps.
There you go, full flaps.
Okay. Alright, now we're gonna... Let's hold 55 knots for the slow flight.
Yep.
And then try to maintain altitude as well. So you're pitching for your airspeed, power for altitude. So careful there, we're getting a little slow, right? That's a stall warning horn.
So speed up. Pitch.
So to speed up, how are we going to pitch? How are we going to speed up? What are flight control are we going to... We're going to pitch down, right?
Yeah.
Speed up. Yeah. So let's actually maintain 60 knots, I'm liking, for the time being.
Yeah.
Just keep that horn from going off for a second. Okay. We're back up to 7,700.
St. George traffic, time to start 9 or 8.
Okay, so your nose is coming up. You're also bleeding off a ton of airspeed, right?
There.
There you go. Okay, so you need a lot of rudder control in here. I was helping you out for a second, kind of got off. And we want to be kind of gentle on our banking too.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. Yeah. Pitching for airspeed, power for altitude. So if you see you're still climbing but maintaining your airspeed, what could you do? There you go.
Pull back
Pull some of
power.
that power. There you go. Okay. And let's really focus. It seems like you're kind of fixating on the instruments inside here.
No.
Let's focus outside, and you'll notice that you'll actually do a lot better, actually. So you can see we're doing a lot of drifting.
Yeah.
So actually we can line up with this. That's fine with me.
Right there.
So line up here. Just hold this. You hold this attitude, right? And you can see that it looks like your power's probably pretty good. You're holding altitude. Your airspeed looks really good. So it's looking pretty good right there.
Right there.
Does that feel pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's change it up then. Give me a right turn, back around. I'll pick a reference point for you here in a second.
And I'm not touching speed.
Nope, don't touch speed. Also with slow flight, don't bank more than like
30.
Yeah, no, like 20.
Oh, okay.
Like just very gentle banks.
Gotcha.
I also notice that as any bank at all, we start to lose a little bit of that lift, and so we're actually descending, right? And so sometimes when you're making these turns, you'll even have to add a touch of power to maintain that altitude.
Gotcha.
And you can feel how you need a lot more rudder
Yeah.
to make the airplane do what you want it to do.
I'm keeping like a consistent pressure on the right rudder.
Good. Yep. Well, let's just aim for this little the end of this little mountain where it slopes.
Gotcha.
Good. You're at 7,500. Let's try to level off there. So add some power so we don't continue descending.
There we go.
Nice. Okay. So that looks pretty good for the most part, right? Sometimes it's hard to maintain altitude and your airspeed like I
That's crazy.
specified, yeah. Just because we have so much drag, right? It's crazy how much power we need to maintain flight at this slow of a speed, right? So it's just getting you used to that idea, that concept. So that being said, this is why go-arounds, we have the procedures that we do. So on a go-around, if we have full flaps in, we're going to immediately want to cram our power in, right? Cram and then clean. So we'll bring up one notch of flaps, and then as our airspeed builds up, so we're just going to practice that right now. So let's say we're descending down to land, all of a sudden another airplane pulls out right in front of us to take off.
Yeah.
So there's an airplane on the runway that we're trying to land on. So we need to go around, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to cram, so go full prop, full everything.
Full prop.
For me.
Rich.
Okay. And
Throttle.
okay. Cram, clean, so bring up one notch of flaps. Okay. And so you see we're maintaining altitude for a second. Our airspeed's starting to build. Once it gets above about like 65 knots there, about right there, you can bring up one more notch of flaps. Okay, there you go. And then you can feel that we kind of need to increase our back pressure. Our airspeed's starting to build. We can start that climb a little bit.
Yep.
And then as we're getting up there closer to 80, we can bring the flaps clean. So just keep that back pressure in so we're actually starting to climb. We're trying to go around, right, not land.
Yep.
There we go. And there you go. You're recovering from slow flight. It's just somebody like on the ground trying to talk and we can't see them, therefore we can't hear them. Obnoxious though.
There you go. Airspeed back up to 90.
Yeah, you can maintain it at 80 to get us up to 75. That's our climb speed, right?
Okay.
But yeah, does that feel pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, we'll go over that a little more, the slow flight and stuff, and also do some stalls some other time.
Okay.
I'm thinking for today we'll probably just call that good. If you want to give me a turn back around, just back towards that valley we were pointing at earlier, and we'll kind of start heading in. I'm wondering just
St. George, 31 Juliet, turn and left crosswind for 19er, departing the area, St. George.
Mark.
And St. George traffic, Diamond Star 987 Delta Alpha, departing 19, we're going to make a right cross and departure out to the southwest. Now we're going to climb 75.
Airport Unicom frequency 123.075.
alright, so you can actually pull some of that power and give me a descent down to
35.
3,900.
Regional Airport.
Then you just head to that valley. So altimeter was 3002. Yeah, you fix that.
There you go.
Alright, so yeah, just give me a slow descent so you can pull even more of that power, like almost all of it, about right there.
There you go.
Very good. Alright, so as we're doing that, we can run our descent checklist, mixture control, full rich. So I had to do that earlier. Fuel pump switch can come on.
Delta Alpha's in the right crosswind, headed southwest.
Fuel selector as required, so we just switched it over to the left. It looks like it's okay there for right now.
Yep.
Propeller full forward, which it should be okay, full forward. Flaps, this is before landing, we'll set it to 28 degrees. Touchdown, approach speed 70 knots. I forgot landing light switch on, so we can actually do that, landing light switch on. Approach speed, our final approach speed will be 70 knots. So again, I like kind of like a 90, well, like 85, 80, 70.
Gotcha.
As we're coming into land. And then we'll Once we touch down,
St. George traffic,
we'll bring the flaps up, use our brakes as necessary, and then get off the runway.
to the east.
St. George traffic, 7 Victor Alpha, establish midfield, runway 19, St. George.
Midfield left downwind 19. Yeah, you're good. Yeah, this is a perfect time, like nobody's really listening. I'll correct it just in case, but you're totally fine. Alright, so now we're past our landing spot, so you can pull that power out. We'll slow to 90 knots here for a second. And then we can configure, so actually maybe we'll just pull all that power all the way out actually so we can slow down a little quicker. Alright, so we're getting below 90 knots. I'll help you out here for a second. 28. Just to 14.
Okay.
Clearing kind of our final area here. And then you start making that turn to base. And then you can say left base 19.
Okay. St. George traffic, 7 Victor Alpha, left base 19, St. George.
Good, very good. Okay, keep that pitch down so we can keep our airspeed up a little bit. We're below 78, so I'll add your last notch of flaps for you. As you feel that come up, you gotta force it down or else we're gonna bleed up.
Oh, okay,
40
gotcha.
miles to the south, entering into left downwind for 19, St. George.
And then turning final here. Do you want to make that call or do you want me to?
I got it. St. George traffic, 7 Victor Alpha,
Final.
final for runway 19, St. George.
Very good. Alright, so you can see we're right on glide slope here. We're at 70 knots. We'll kind of pull just a touch of that power out so we can stay on this glide path, holding 70 knots as we're coming down. So yeah, just keep your hand on throttle. I'll go on the bottom here, you go on top.
Yeah.
And then we can see we're kind of getting high there, so we pull a little bit of that power out.
Traffic Sky 72 Lima is 5 to the southeast of the field, westbound.
We'll just keep coming down. As the runway starts to become assured, we'll start pulling even more of that power out and start pitching to slow us down just ever so slightly. So we start that little bit of a round out flare.
Area traffic helicopter.
So we're starting coming down, round out,
downwind for
and get that stall
19,
line
but
right
we're
there.
gonna turn out early and land.
Okay, then flaps
around.
come up, and then we get lightly on the brakes. So you're still on controls. You got it. So push the brakes just a little bit, and then as we start slowing down, you can push them a little harder. Make sure to keep them even, and then as we get even slower, we can go even harder on them. Sweet. And then we come to nearly a full stop before we get off on the taxiway here, which is perfect. Okay, now you can just use that rudder to steer us off here. And then if you need to add just a touch of power, you can as well. Very good. Nice job, man.
Thanks. I didn't do that rounding out too much.
St. George area traffic helicopter 1883 Hotel is midfield, left downwind, and we are actually turning base now for the helipads at the ramp. St. George.
You can make a call that we're clear of the runway, taxiing to the ramp via Alpha. Yep, east ramp, yeah, that works.
St. George traffic, 7 Victor Alpha, clear of runway 19, taxiing to east ramp via Alpha. St. George.
Very good. So, real quick before we get moving, we can, actually, never mind. for this guy. Helicopter coming in.
Wait for him to land.
Yeah. He's just landing here on the pad, but that's crazy. He's actually able to hover that high. Most helicopters I don't think are able to.
Yeah?
Usually they have to have a little bit of a forward airspeed. So he actually should be just coming down right there, it looks like, so we can go ahead and roll and just remain clear on this right side. Alright, and then you can turn off on this line here. So this is what I was going to have you run earlier, but fuel pump switch comes off. Pitot heat off, which it is. Stall heat is also off. Radios and nav aids is required. Okay. Okay, shutdown and secure. Parking brake is required, so we can go ahead and set that. Good. ELT, it's an arm. Landing light switch off. Taxi light switch off. Avionics switch off. Okay. Throttle, 1,000 per minute. We've been about there.
Yeah.
Mixture, idle cutoff. Good. And then once the prop stops, you can take the key, turn it off and out.
Did you want to take a picture?
Yeah. Key off and out. And then fuel selector off.
And
Alternator switch off. Control locks. So yeah, I'll take a picture real quick.
Yep.
Then. Okay, now you can go off. Nice shot, man.
Thanks. How was that landing?
That was a good landing, yeah. I did help you out a lot on that roundout, like you were saying.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was good. We got lined up with the center line, which I love. And then